Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of the Outer Worlds on the PC. We are on an outer world, I guess, maybe. It's not Earth, we know that. And this was a place that... hold on, apparently I'm not getting game audio. There we go. See, you gotta, this is... Anyways. So, we went to this planet. It was advised we don't go to the planet, but I like that it was an option. If you're a real freaking badass, you can come to this planet instead of doing the little safe baby route. You can kick some alien ass all up and down this planet and prove yourself to be amazing. And that's what we've been doing. So, we're not at our intended destination right now. In fact, I don't know what this was that we entered, but we're here and we're going to clear it out and do stuff. To whom it may concern, I, Caden Schuster, do hereby declare my official resignation. Delivery services to the Terra 1 printing facility, blah blah blah, shall cease forthwith. During my tenure of service, I have made known numerous complaints regarding the hazards of working on this law-forsaken rock, including but not limited to the infestation of unknown insects in my sinus cavities, resulting in weeks of unpaid leave. Damn! The as yet unreimbursed loss of several articles of clothing due to the acidic properties of the local atmosphere, the constant unrelenting aggression for local wildlife, a persistent itching and coughing malady in my lungs, likely due to breathing in trace amounts of sulfur, equally persistent indigestion, a symptom of an overall nutritional problem stemming from the fact that I am in fact allergic to fish, which is the main diet provided to service workers based in Stellar Bay. I have received the following responses to these complaints, all of which I deem unacceptable. And my resulting loss of olfactory senses, I was deemed, quote, lucky to no longer suffer the stench of fish and sulfur. My wardrobe was replaced with uniforms out of Stellar Bay, which suffered the exact same degradation, and I was thus no better off. At my insistence, I was awarded the services of a local hunter, one N. Ramnarim Wentworth, who spent the entire service call inebriated and offending my sensibilities with off-color language. After a thorough medical examination, I was found to be in working health, which was deemed more fortunate than many. At my insistence that additional dietary needs to be offered, I was instead awarded extra supplies of toilet paper. After this latest response, I hereby tell whoever's reading this to go hang themselves, and that your replacement rollers, ink carts, belting, bindings, keys, stamps, lubricants, and whatever else is in these infernal boxes can all be found rotting in the wilderness. Good day to you. Sincerely, Caden Schuster. Damn! I mean, that guy got majorly hosed, but at least he finally said, fuck it. Pick this open. Let's pick this open.
As always.
500 bucks. Mind if I do? Ride control armor. Okay. Bolshov. Shipment status, UDL mass. UDL Mark IV security masks are meant for use in crowd dispersal scenarios. They are not appropriate for a workplace environment. Your purchase request has been denied. To whom it may concern, I was talking to one of our guards and he isn't having trouble breathing at all. In fact, none of our guards have had asthma attacks from the air here. We believe it's because of their gas masks. I've attached a purchase request for safety equipment for the rest of us. Oh my god. Focus testing indicates the air quality on Terra 1 does not warrant the use of olfactory filters or any other scent blocking equipment. Your purchase request for something to deal with the stink of sulfur is denied. Okay. To whom it may concern, the rollers in our printing press facility are degrading and will break soon. I've attached a purchase order for new ones. It's Bolshov. Our records indicate your facility is not due for replacement parts for another 5 months. We will send new parts, including rollers, when that time comes. They aren't lasting as long because of the sulfur in this fucking air. We need new parts before the ones we've got break. This bullshit. According to the manufacturer, your current rollers are capable of retaining efficiency in all environments. We have no evidence to support your claim that the rollers are degrading because of this fucking air. Dude, what company is this? So this is all UDL. Which is... Yeah. UDL is the big parent company that runs all sorts of shit, including Spacer's Choice, of course. So, they're the Empire, and we're gonna rip them down piece by piece. But first, we're gonna rip apart these things piece by piece.
Subtle work, Captain.
Ow! Dude, those screams are so horrific.
Well done. We are victorious.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Field aggregator. Ba, 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 ba. Mark III helmet, huh? Inspiration +3. This gives medical +3. Why? I don't know. It just does. Medium armor. I don't know.
Captain, don't mess with us.
Yeah, you did a lot. Glad to have you here.
Oh, you got that?
Dude, I get everything. Don't you know? I'm the captain of this bitch. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Ooh, workbench. Do I need to do anything on a workbench? Oh, we can always repair. That's good. And... Tinker, tinker, tinker. I don't know why they sort of show things out of order. But why don't we upgrade old reliable a little bit more, huh? Or this. Oh yeah, we gotta put a scope on this baby. The magazine. Do I wanna... Corrosion's pretty good, right? Although that's just like... Maybe I don't need it. I don't know. I'm hesitant about all that, but we're definitely gonna put in a extendo sight. Didn't I have like a 6 times super sight or something? I don't know. Got that now. Let's buff this a bunch of times because this is going to be used. Situations. Good, good, good. And let's do this. Damn. It's getting real fucking expensive to tinker. But, I mean, it's the best weapon in the game, so that's what money's for. Let's... Machine gun just sitting in a box in like a canning facility for some reason. We don't question these things. Barred, huh? Why would... why would that be barred? Oh, we're not done yet. Hold on, I can snipe these things. Oh, I forgot the stealth.
You would like to die first.
Nice one. Not even a scratch.
I forgot to stealth. Gotta pick this all up so we can sell it. That's what an RPG is all about. Toilet systems you got going on here? Yeah. I mean, they put it here, I don't know, so just in case people are like, hey, where do they go to the bathroom in this factory? This doesn't make any sense. Well, now you know where they go to the bathroom. Even money sitting around for some reason. Alright. One hazard clause. Terry's birthday. No, we're not celebrating Terry's birthday. Terry's dead, folks. I know he meant a lot to everyone here, myself included, but let his untimely demise be a lesson about safety in the workplace. Don't pet the canids. Oh boy. To all employees of Terra 1 Publications, yes, the rumors are true. We're leaving. The board has decided to cut their losses and operate on Terra 2 instead. In accordance with the evacuation orders, we're to await a shuttle out of Cascadia. When we get word that our ride is on the way, we'll shutter this facility, pack everything up, and lock the door on the way out. Until then, however, we are expected to continue working. I'm sure reassignments are forthcoming, but that's not an excuse to slow down. We still have magazines to publish, people. Our customers are eager to find out what happens in Dissident Hunter number 112. Halcyon Holdings Corporate Board. Public Notice number 117 on the issuing of a hazard clause for Terra 1. This notice, issued on January 12, 2343, serves as the public announcement of Terra 1 as a feasible workplace environment. Due to the hostile and aggressive nature of the wildlife, as well as the unsustainability of its natural flora for use in human consumption, the Halcyon Holding Corporate Board has officially enacted a hazard clause covering the entirety of Terra 1. After an evacuation period of no more than 6 months, Terra 1 will be officially considered illegal territory. As this is a unanimous decision, any corporation caught operating on Terra 1 after the evacuation period will face fines and possible disbarment as defined in Halcyon Code 22.1. So, what community is even on this planet? Run diagnostics. Diagnostics result faulty rollers. Consult your nearest printing engineer. So, the whole purpose of this place was just to print comics or magazines or whatever. They sent a letter saying that their rollers are like melted because of the atmosphere. And they need new ones to keep printing, and they're just like, fuck it. You're trying to swindle us out of good rollers. Okay. Every corporation is just fucked. What we got over here? Hold on, I gotta reload. Just give me a second.
took one down!
Yeah, yeah, remarkably, I took one down. Who would have thought? Oh, I had sold a bunch of my consumables to the vending machine, so we're good on weight. Basically, I sold anything that affected, like, melee... Anything that affected melee or... really anything that had, like, a withdrawal. You know, anything that had a downside to it. I don't need that in my life. You know, maybe on a harder difficulty, but we don't need it. We don't need it. Plasma launcher. I thought I was good on weight. What the fuck? I picked up a plasma launcher. It's only 5 pounds. It's just a lob of plasma. It uses heavy weapon. It burns. Uses energy ammo. It's pretty cool, but I'd rather have this. Okay. I guess we'll keep breaking down stuff. I'm gonna have way more parts than I ever wanted in life. And there we go again. Okay. Alright. Keep moving. Keep moving. We're gonna make it to something in this video, I promise you. Damn, it's a big old place over here.
Here we go!
Fun! Down we go! Everyone all right?
Oh, eyes past me. Why am I picking this shit up? Although finding a good weapon that really chewed up heavy ammunition would be not a bad thing.
We've got a fight on our hands. Good hit! Get it up! Get it up!
I gotta get it. I can't even modify this thing, can I? Because, like, increasing the magazine size on this gun would be much appreciated. Ooh, a key to a building. I mean, there's the heavy machine gun, and down the line, maybe it is better to have a gun that you can modify. You can modify this one, so I gotta increase the magazine size, I guess. Old reliable is sort of the big question mark. I don't know if it's gonna be amazing throughout the entire game. We'll just have to keep playing.
Let's go!
This gun's hitting pretty hard.
Don't mess with us.
Got another workbench. Can, that. Energy gun. Although it doesn't show up in the list. Why is it not showing up in the list? I guess it has the modification in it. It can only have one mod. And you can't remove mods, you can't replace mods. So once it's full, it's done. It's done. Which is sort of annoying. Because I mean, it's a very good weapon, but if I could find I mean, in the long run, I wonder if it's better for me to just modify a heavy machine gun and throw like plasma on it or corrosion on it. Corrosion could be fun. Let me just look at the info on that one last time. Plasma is good against flesh, weak against mantisaurs. Corrosion is good against armor, including automechanicals, mantisaurs, and heavy armor. So overall, I think corrosion is much better. Plasma is good against flesh, but fucking everything's good against flesh. You know, all reliable's good against flesh. So, all right, I think we're gonna go with this heavy machine gun. It's not special. I mean, you sort of wish you'd have a diamond one, but oh well. As for the barrel mod, rate of fire plus 15% could be fun. That's bumps it up to. It bumps it up to 350 RPM. It's got a magazine size of 40. Jesus, that means I'd go through the whole fucking magazine in like 2 seconds. I'm not sure about that. Maybe just crit damage then. I mean, oh god. It sucks. I have to choose between. Although, why does it say 3 and 4? How many mods can you? I thought you could only have 2 mods. This is 1-1. This is 3-4. Is that how? Oh, that's how many choices I have. That's how many choices I have. Okay. I don't know why they feel the need to even put that number there. So I'm deciding between magazine size plus 50%, which would bump it up to 60, or making it corrosive. I think corrosive is still better. It's not good. This is not going to be my go-to rip and tear, but if I encounter something armored, I can just shred it with this and then switch to all reliable, I think. As for the barrel, yeah, we're gonna go with crit damage. I mean, actually, if I'm just gonna plan on only shredding with one magazine in the first place, maybe I should do it as fast as possible. I mean, it pumps out. It would pump out like 14 shots per second. You'd go through the whole thing in 3.5 seconds. But I mean, it's not that big of a difference. 15%. Right now, you're going through the whole thing in like 4 seconds. Now that doesn't really change that much. I'd rather have the crit damage no matter what. That's how that works. And then we're gonna tinker it, of course. So tinker, tinker, tinker. Gotta spend a bunch of money here. It's already at 14. We're not gonna be able to modify it much. There we go. So it's at 640. This thing's at it's 700. So right now it's worse, but in the long run we're gonna have a kick-ass heavy weapon with heavy ammo that's corrosive. Let's put the where where is it? Someone else? Did I modify the Vickers? I did modify the Vickers. Okay, you can have the basic bitch one. You don't get my special one. So the problem with this is that I can't remove the Nightingale step, which I want to. So really I'm better off starting fresh with something that gives plus to tech skills. I can put in the stuff I want, but that's nothing. So for now, maybe I'm better off just using this same shit. Yeah, lets us carry more. All right, now that that's all done with, let's continue on. What's going on with this cool door? Sealed. What is beyond there? Jurassic Park.
Fine kill.
Got him. Got him. Remember when we used to do quests and stuff?
You won't get any mercy from me.
Instead of just indiscriminately murdering the wildlife.
Stop!
Everyone all right?
Like decent damage. Won't complain.
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded, left to settle into ruin.
I believe this place is... Nice hit!
Yeah, you were talking. What about my shoddy? I don't give that enough love. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Empty box. Just what I wanted. Think we finally made it to Stellar Bay. But why do people even come here? What good stuff is on this planet? Not even the corporations want to be here. Ooh, look at this. Holy shit. Somebody shit. Doing nothing. Like something out of Dragon Ball Z. Water looks kind of nice, despite everything else.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
Yes.
The smell ever goes away? Maybe the wind off the sea helps.
You can holster your weapon. I found that out on Reddit. If you hold the reload button. Which might also be how it works in Fallout. I don't really remember. But makes me feel a lot better. Hey! Oh, I still could have gone and done the Groundbreaker stuff. Right before I entered. Damn. Extra XP would have been good. Okay, let's get this stuff to 50. That's all done now. So now we can specialize. Honestly, probably into heavy weapons. I kind of like it. Could get these up to 40. I mean, I have a feeling we're about to do some talking, but let's do that. I mean, I'd have to bump sneak up to fucking 80. 80. Just to get another bonus to sneak attack damage to weak spots. Although, yeah, I see that every point into sneak increases your sneak attack damage. Right now it's at 29.5%. So it's a consideration, but if I'm going to spec into heavy weapons, I'm probably not going to snipe that much. And then I think let's just get all this here. So aside from the dialogue skills, we have a lot of shit at 50, which is pretty great. Because now we can spec. All right. I think I talked about getting the TTD restored per kill. Health restored per kill hasn't really been. Honestly, I think this is the most appealing to me. Minus 50% consumable weight. That's such a load off my back. Literally. Otherwise, just a straight carrying capacity bonus. I'll probably end up getting both. There's not too many perks here that super excite me. Boom. That cut 37 pounds off of my weight. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Oh, and you have perks. I forgot. Increase your chance of looting mods when Parvati's in the party. Increase the damage dealt by this companion when using melee weapons. Increase this companion's base armor rating. Ranged weapons. I mean, I'm obviously tempted to just go for, like, the stuff that helps me rather than, like, buffing them. I've never been that companion-oriented in any video game. But this isn't that amazing. Although that's plus 10% across the board. Everything you loot. And you loot a lot of shit. So you end up with a lot more mods. Sure. I mean, it's possible we swap out Parvati for some other companion in the long run anyways. All right. He gives +10 to hack. That's pretty good. Otherwise, it's basically the same shit. We'll take the hack, of course. This increases the dialogue combat effect duration. So this is the stuff like stagger. No, not cower, scatter, something. It's like scramble, cower, and terrify, based on your dialogue. So they basically wanted to make the dialogue skills useful outside of dialogue, which I don't know why. You know, this is a system that's worked for us for decades. It's like, yeah, you spec into persuade because you really care about persuading people. I don't need it to make people cower. And that's all the base skill unlocks you get out of it. It's just combat related. So this increases those effects by 20%. Again, it's like, I don't know if I care about any of the other bullshit. So I might as well. Yeah, I might as well. There you go. Just make me better. All right, so we've got a nice big town to explore. Got a bar with some residents and this guy and this guy.
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
It's like the Sean Penn. Didn't mean to startle you.
Most people don't. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves.
How's that?
Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rap spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation. And I was a fool for staying.
Why did you decide to stay in the first place?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
I mean, I sure hope these aren't the deadliest creatures in the galaxy. It seems like you'd want more than centimeters.
I could do with a few kilometers of cold vacuum, but that spaceship is flown.
Ever thought about leaving Stellar Bay?
Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And
How do
even
you
if
know I have
did
a
scrape
ship?
together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goop, what then?
Why don't you just tell me?
Nothing. That's what. Because MSI is not in what you'd call good standing with the board.
MSI?
So even if I could get out of here, no one's gonna hire me.
Sounds rough.
Even talking about it is my blood pressure up. I've really gotta stop. Lucky you.
Alright. Fascinating. Hey, this is where they go to the bathroom, if you were interested.
Nice.
Nice. It is nice. Oh, I don't have to... God, it's just a habit. You opened the door while I was stealing? You know how dangerous that is? You fools! Whoop.
You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
So it's not illegal to lockpick. It's just illegal to steal shit. I don't know how I can steal this without no one noticing. Let's just quick save and find out. I don't even know who Herrick is. I stole his shit. I stole his shit. Okay, another workbench.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Her hair looks like ass.
If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
Why not? What's a special reserve? What have you got? Cysty pig tumors. Yum. Bite into that. Bite into that and let it squirt into your mouth. Do you have... Ooh. Oh. 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 Yes, this is what I'm looking for. For a combat armor suit. I think that's as good as you get. I mean, I could go heavy armor. I guess I could go with this because it's got the diamond. Let's buy it. And then for a helm, they have block or sneak. Okay, I don't really have a good combat helm here. Sell all my junk. Sell some of this shit. Selling it. I mean, this is a combat helmet, I suppose, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So let's pimp out this combat armor. This would... Really, this already has 27 N-ray. Oh no, okay, so it's showing me the modified number. Yeah, so it has 22 across the board. Well, yeah, well, see, you don't come across N-ray as much as you do physical, so I think this is the better bet. Gadget. This is, we can put the chronofield aggregator. Might as well. I don't know why this is diamond. Oh, and it reduces my physical defense by 3. I guess that balances out. Why does the diamond matter for this? It's a mod. This just sells for double. Put the regular one in. Oh, we could get another +5 to range weapon skill. This is gonna be tough to beat that. Yeah. I mean, this is the combat armor, so that's great. Utility, we can get this, but it's going to reduce our damage. Our armor. Do we care? Do I ever have a problem not seeing something? Great. We're in town, so we don't need to equip it, but that's our combat armor. Fashion Adams Wildlife Emporium.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Just looking for the information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Damn. Sprat fucked Colony. I don't think I need to antagonize him that much. Hey, it could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional, erotic, and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
You're free of the other corporations. Why would you want to bring him back?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it?
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Mr. Vicar, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that means anything.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
So what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
You do seem to have a bit of a Raptidon problem.
And a Mantisaur problem. And a Marauder problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I don't have enough intelligence? What? It's 1 intelligence. Why can't I say that? Where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in, These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Why are you saying it that way?
Saying what? Which way?
Arms. You're saying arms instead of arm.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
Oh, I would... okay. Sure, I'll know it when I find it.
Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you?
Questions about MSI in the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
You mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 and Terra 2. I see the board put their best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
That seems wise.
MSI's leadership at the time certainly thought so.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Ms. Holcomb is our endlessly optimistic crew hand. It's good for the captain's morale.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
I take it your leadership didn't embrace your ideas.
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2, along with everyone else.
I hope you gave him the finger.
In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind, in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
We'll end it here. I'm gonna keep poking around the town on my own time. You know, like I said, I don't show everything in a Let's Play like this. I want to be like this guy. Damn, that's some sweet armor and a sweet scythe. But, yeah, I'm sure there's some side quests to do here. Maybe I'll do them on camera, maybe I won't. And, yeah, plenty of cool stuff. My name is Mangg. Gaming and watching has been The Outer Worlds. See you fine folks in the next part.